And this trap happens all the time because when you're spending 5, 10K per webinar, you can hit more closes, better ROAS, better revenue because you're not spending enough money. So overall, you may be spending like $50,000 a month and you may be sitting right now at a 5 or a 6x ROAS, right? And so one of the traps that you get into is when you start to spend a little bit more, your ROAS starts to drop. And this is the first time you've ever experienced ROAS going from, let's say, a 6 down to a 4.5 or a 6 down to a 5, right? And typically what happens is that fatiguing more of your ads, right? You're starting to spend more money, you're starting to push the budget. Number two, your account lives and breathes and behaves a certain way. And so you will obviously, after time running your own ads, understand how your account behaves, right? And so that's basically like if I lift this budget by 20%, it usually tweaks out my ads, right? So let me try 15% or let me try 10% or let me just try duplicating this, right? When you're doing this, you have to be very mindful that you will start to get that drop. You go into colder and colder audiences, but you do not want to slow down. You need to be comfortable with getting a little bit lower ROAS and continuously optimizing, because what will happen in your account too is that once you hit a certain level, you will be able to just spend more. So if you're stuck at about 10K, you have to break that ceiling. You have to go spend 15, obviously smart, and that's where you will start to see your ROAS start to climb again, right? And what you don't want to get into is this trap of having to stay at a 4 or 5x ROAS and you're, let's say, spending $50,000 again, right? And you're at a 4x ROAS, so you spend your 50, you're making 200,000. But let's say we go from 50 to 100 and you drop to a 3. Well, are you still making more money at a 3x, spending twice as much money as you were spending 50 to a 4x, right? Yes, you're making more money. But if you can spend $300,000 a month and you make a 3x, you're making $1 million a month and you're taking home close to probably 600,000 after all your expenses. So don't get caught in this trap of not spending money because you're worried about your ROAS dropping.